Shaker Morph, both gone.
Testing the limits.
Prepare for battle. All according to plan.
What a bless your soul. My gratitude.
All according to plan.
Doing great.
Excited?
Sorry,
Think it sounds like?
I just got a message from someone asking if I saw him cleaning his beard, and he said, "Oops, meant to message Jenkins." What is this panel doing?
You know,
right.
it's fun on the when MLPs produce, we get to spy on each other a little bit on the cameras, even when we're off camera. I don't know. I don't have a good segue, but back to this draft. We've got some unusual picks here. Dazzle Core. We've got a Shadow Fiend mid. Shadow Fiend's been the only team to win with Shadow Fiend in North American DPC League is Dog Champ. So
okay, so this show's been played before?
Yeah, 5 times actually.
For the last like 2 years, every time I see a Shadow Fiend mid, I just know my mid player wants to swag, but usually in NA they're too bad, so we just lose. I picked the Shadow Fiend hero because they feel.
You know, I cast Shadow Fiend the other day. I was casting with PPD, and he said the exact same thing. Yes, and sure enough, Shadow Fiend lost.
Hero to lose with.
Yeah. It's been a staple of most of the DPC games. I never feel good about the SF pick.
Yeah, I think the draft was. It feels like I'm not too sure. I don't play as much Dota as these guys anymore, but like some of the picks felt odd to me. Like you picked Juggernaut, and like you're against Morphling and PA cores, which. I'll talk about 4 Zoomers lineup after, but like those are 2 of the heroes that are actually good versus Juggernaut, I think, right? Because you can't almost slash either of them. You have like Waveform, and then you have Blur and Blink Strength. So generally, like unless you have like some sort of push strat with them, which they do have, so I think the Juggernaut might be like more of a response to the slow tempo of 4 Zoomers lineup. I don't know about this Morphling PA cores.
That feels one thing with Shaker Morph is it does take a long time to come online. It is pretty greedy.
That part does, but they've also shown in the past, like, Gunnar on the Morphling gets very active in a lot of games, too. Yeah. To the point where, like, I'm not even, like, thinking about Morphling Shaker in this lineup in the sense of, like, yeah, it'll come eventually, but, like, it feels more like a bonus with how they typically play it.
So how it works is, like, this Morphling, he has to be their playmaker this game, because they picked a Dazzle, right? Like, Dazzle's not going to rotate and go heal a wave and kill someone. So, like, they have to make early rotations on mid. And then luckily, like, Undying have a Shadow Fiend, so their game plan's actually not bad. It's just like, if Morphling doesn't get rotated for and he doesn't win his lane, then I don't think their game plan works. But they have Shaker CM against Shadow Fiend, so hopefully
so it's okay.
That. Yeah. I mean, it's like okay, but like when you're conditioned to even just play the game is like that, like it's really hard.
Yeah, they're definitely impressive at doing it. Like, it's an extremely active Morphling. Like,
yeah,
I think
I'm gonna say that's like part of 4 Zoomer strength, right?
Has been killed.
Like they do like making those moves, but I personally don't like playing top lane.
Yeah, going on Moon, he should survive through this one. Had a lot of stick charges.
Lane. Do I start with a stick and a fairy fire?
Yeah, they
nice when your core solves you. Sorry.
no, they definitely seem to have something crafty going on though once they pick this PA though, right? Because I mean they've seen the off lane, so like yeah, you can make the argument of like picking your safe lane too, but they really wanted this last pick for Brax. So I mean so far, yeah, I'm sure this doesn't really ramp up until you get like multiple points and like the poison touch and the wave, but so far it's looking kind of all right down here for them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone's pulling away in any of these specific lanes. Right now,
I thought Shaker Dazzle was going to apply a lot more pressure in the first wave. I think something happened to their equilibrium that wasn't good bottom. Because I'm pretty sure if you double fissure block and then you double wave into the jug, I don't think the Caudal Blast enough to like de-push it, or at least like Caudal should have had to take a lot more CS.
They did double wave it, but it was like into the fissure for quite a duration where like, and then he like looped around in the trees.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think they tried to go for the kill with like a Shadow Wave because he was stacked in like all the creeps, but the Shadow Wave was still on cooldown. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just because like they let both the camps spawn bottom, like both of the nice camps, and like generally you don't want both the camps to spawn if you're planning on pressuring early.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, Ocean's doing a good job since then of keeping this big camp blocked down bottom. while Tomato and Dubu are kind of pushing this lane out, so they won't have that big camp pull to rely on, just the small camp. Taking a look at some of these other lanes. Mid lane, Shadow Fiend has been up in Morphling's face constantly. Had an early bottle, bought a few mangoes, has a null queued up. He is just spamming Gunnar anytime Gunnar comes near. And that's, I guess, kind of the idea of the Shadow Fiend pick, is that it theoretically is a lane matchup advantage against the Morphling.
Yeah, I think it's pretty nice versus Morphling. Like, all game even, you can kill this guy.
It's nice with how much punish he gets when he waveforms in for those range creeps. Because, like, some mids, they like don't even have a way to do anything. But, like, here he's getting off, like, multiple raises when he does that.
He's just
not so much this time, though.
Browsing, yeah. He thought about going for the raises, and I think realized that was not going to work out well for him.
Nice bottle refill. This is like the attention they need to put on mid lane, right? Like, they had the Shaker poured in, he's checking the rune for him, refilling the bottle. You need to win this mid lane. He's your only tempo in the game.
Yeah, he just walked home for that, right? Like, I mean, usually you die for that play, right? As Shaker, but that was like a straight up, I'm going to be home in time for a 4-minute TP.
It's good, but like his bot lane's starting to suffer, I think. Like, the Dazzle's level 3 and Jugs already level 4. And they're going to get like free pulls off on the Radiant side. So, like, usually when the enemy has a Beastmaster, there are two ways that teams think dealing with it. Like, one is you can put a lot of pressure on him in lane.
Like that.
They're gonna go on him. Yeah, that's. I guess this is a way to directly deal with him. Get a first blood on him. Saberlight goes down. Moon's got 6 charges and a Fairy Fire, but he could be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah.
More Q.
Oh,
jukes him.
Nice Fog of War from him.
Yeah.
I think, like, so that's the first way, right? Like, that's the most obvious way. The other way is, like, you have one of these Kunkka type heroes where whenever Beastmaster tries to push your tower, pressure your carry, you just waddle up there and you kill him. And traditionally, like, Morphling isn't one of those heroes, but I didn't expect Beastmaster to die in this lane, to be honest. I think Rubik Beast should be, like, pretty fine in this lane at drawing it. But it looks like more Zoomers are playing the lane really well. Like, Sammy Boy's doubling up on CS with kill and CM. That they're gonna have really good games from top.
Yeah, and the slower the Necrobook is, then the worse that pushes across that top lane. And then you start seeing that smoke over and over again, right? Like, they just, like, keep invading and chasing you out of there.
Yeah, like we kind of mentioned how Brax was having a tough time, but he's now hit his level 4.5, almost, you know, has his Necrobook up, whereas Beastmaster is, you know, a good 500 gold further away from his Necrobook. So it feels like of the two offlaners, 4 Zoomers getting a bit more. Especially
considering the Earthshaker went to help mid, right? Like, it's sort of like some, how you dedicate your resources in the early game. Like, Brax is doing pretty well given the resources dedicated to him, and I think 4 Zoomers top lane are doing better given, like, they didn't use any additional resources, but they still got a first blood.
They're gonna go on Brax bottom. Yeah, Tomato with the spin, Brax gonna get brought down. Perhaps gonna go on for a TP there. I'm not sure if he had the mana to actually go for it, but while that happens,
is this how Undying gonna mid? You say something nice to someone and they just die?
Yeah, that's we call that the caster curse. Yeah, very strong.
Yeah, first this Beastmaster, now the Dazzle. What's going on here, Al?
There's a level 3 Beastmaster trying to hit mid tower, and Gunnar's playing it like extremely well. He has that regen rune, so he's okay tanking the creeps, but he pulled the creeps all the way to the bottom right, so the tower would focus away again. Like, these heroes can't tank a tier 1, and they're going mid.
Oh, yeah, what a disaster.
That level 3 Beastmaster you mentioned is suddenly like, why am I in the mid lane? What am I doing here? Gunnar just going to go in and, with the help of Ocean, get a kill.
I feel like if you have Morphling mid and PA safe lane, like, you shouldn't be expecting to be able to win those lanes. Like, so part of the problem with, like, expecting CM or Earthshaker to be able to rotate mid is it should weaken your side lanes, right? You guys can sort of just imagine, like, if you leave a Beastmaster PA, you know who should win that. But instead, like, this PA is level 6, this Beastmaster, you know, he's almost level 4. But, like, that's not what you need. Like, if Beastmaster could stay top, he's the same level as PA, like, CM would not be able to rotate mid. Beastmaster would literally go to the top tower.
Tomato? Oh, he hit stick, but the wave was coming. Good call not going in. That was very tempting.
They are going to pressure this tier 1 tower, though, with the siege creep. Just looking to spam it out a bit. That's, I guess they've just given up on this top lane. They're going to let this PA free farm. The lane didn't go according to plan, so instead focus their efforts around this Jug, who is level 6 now, so he's pretty strong.
Tower is under attack.
I mean, Undying are doing the right thing. They're, like, rallying around the strong lane, which is bottom. But I think it's hard to get this tower, and even if they get that offline tower, it won't really do anything for the game. Like, Juggernaut's already a wall this game. You're not really going to kill this guy and kick him out and take his tower. So, like, the reason you take this offline tower is generally the only purpose it gives is it makes it easier to defend your safe lane. So this tower's already defended, so there's not really, like, you'll get a little bit of gold, but honestly, towers don't give A.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, nice fissure by Ocean.
Nothing anyway. Haste top there for Gunnar.
Yeah, I think he's gonna water top soon. He's gonna hold this haste, he'll push on mid, and he'll just TP top and kill this Beastmaster again. Or bot, honestly, you can kill Jug too. The haste, the rune control, this patch is pretty insane.
His treads and the corrosion, so very difficult for Saberlight to come anywhere close up there.
Yeah, Brax gets slowed bottom, but it doesn't look like Undying want to hard commit on him. Perhaps knowing that Gunnar can TP on that Morphling, so it looks like they're just playing a little bit less aggressive down bottom in these other lanes.
I actually really like what you said there. Like, he has this haste rune, and I'm talking about like making a play with it, but honestly, if he just sits mid with it and farms a lot, like Undying have no plays. Oh, item.
Haste.
Chip Nest stolen by Stabby, I think.
Yep. That was killed by the Radiant. He stole it. Now the rotation top is going to come from Gunnar with that haste rune. They wait for him down the Rubik. Next in line could be Saberlight. There is an attempted Requiem from Bra, but he's just not in close enough as Gunnar is just wrecking them with this haste rune. The Requiem going to get pump fake cancelled. Gunnar just juking away from with that haste. Wait for him in again, doing a lot of damage. Yeah, Gunnar's going to be a little careful. Doesn't have any points in the adaptive, but yeah, he's good. He's got backup, and he's in a kind of 3v1 here. Ocean's got another fissure. He's going, thinking back over the Requiem. Nice Omnislash coming in from the Jug. He's rotated in. He's found Ocean alone. Bursts him down. Husky just going to look for a TP out. Gets away before the telekinesis comes up, and Gunnar will just retreat on out of there. So, bit of an even trade in the end, it feels like.
I gotta say, like, I really did not like 4Zoomer's lineup, but because they had like very specific conditions, I thought, to do well in this game. But they're playing really well. Like, that rotation, like, it ended up sort of even, but Brax is catching up. They're pressuring bot tower. The wall that I said, like, nothing can force this Juggernaut out. The only way that you deal with that is that you force him to another lane. Like, they're diving to tier 1, but they're honestly not overcommitting. Like, none of the cores died, and now Juggernaut's top. Like, now this bot tower is vulnerable. They should try to dive the Scotto.
Bryle is level 10 here, though. I mean,
he's pretty Chad.
He is huge.
Yeah, he was farming a lot of jungle camps while the Morphling was just kind of protecting the mid-tier 1 towers, so I guess just typical SF things in some ways.
That is kind of crazy, though. Like, what a benefit of this hero that is that he can go into the jungle, be level 10 right now, and he gave up his mid lane to the Beastmaster and the Rubik. They've essentially been sharing it this whole time.
Yeah, really good play out of Bryle. Honestly, this Beastmaster had no game. Like, SF, even though he wasn't moving stuff, like, he completely salvaged Saberlight's game.
Yeah.
Nice play from Brax on bottom.
4 Zoomers, they're making that rotation to bottom. They should kick this bottom and kill this tower.
Yeah, Brax even dodged the Illuminate on his Necrobook, seeing it coming out. So Dubu's trying to keep this tower alive as long as possible.
It's a similar play happening. Like, is there a recall play here at all? I mean, there's no Omni.
I think it's hard.
Sammy's cutting trees.
Yeah,
Sammy's hunting.
Play. He used Blur, he's cutting into the trees. They're gonna find this guy.
Yeah.
I played like 4 Zoomers like 15 times and I hid in that spot in the trees and they always look out.
Radiant's bottom tower is
so it's your fault that he died, is what I'm hearing. Dubu can just blame you.
Structures are fortified.
True. I mean, so they traded towers, which is like, as Tomato, he TP top and that's what you want to do. But honestly, when your carry TP's top and you have a Beastmaster, it actually feels very awkward because Beastmaster's the type of hero that wants to stay in that top lane and keep pressuring the tower and getting really fat. But typically, that's also what your carry does. And usually how teams resolve that is like, they treat Beastmaster as more of a carry, but since his game is so bad, like, they can't really give him that priority right now.
They're dropping his ward to start coming in through mid.
Yeah, they're both still smoked here, and now Gunnar's going to rotate on over as well. Fissure doesn't actually block Saberlight, so it doesn't look like they're going to go for the kill. It's going to just clean up some Necrobooks.
Dire's top tower.
Nice John Ruger. Very
nice.
Oh, Requiem, down bottom river. Bryle gonna solo kill Brax here. That's the kind of reveal of the Yule Scepter. I think it might have been spotted mid, but Bryle is gonna start getting a bit more involved now that he's got this Yule's Requiem play.
Yeah, that's a good kill. I mean, the way that Shadow Fiend works now is like you have to get pretty much 1 to 2 kills on all of your timings, right? Like you get this Eos, you get the BKB, maybe you get the Blink. Every item you get, you need to kill a hero. And that's why typically like the hero's sort of unreliable. Like he's a very stable mid and laning, he'll always get his farm, really strong in lane, etc. But like he's very dependent on the moves happening in your favor.
Jump top, Sammy looking to go on Moon with Ocean's backup. They throw out the Fissure. Sammy looking for a crit here. He can't find one. Husky shows up with the Nova, so Moon, no real play for him. He was just in a bit too deep looking to steal a Fissure, it looked like.
Yeah, Tomatoes is going to get pulled out of there. Yeah, this game is pretty annoying for Saberlight. Just pulling this jug to wherever Beastmaster is. You know, I would like to hit these creeps, you know.
Tomato finds an Omnislash target. Yep. Dazzle's there to help tank it up, though, and now he's going to be forced into a spin play. Potion? No. Okay, yeah, like you say, no point in Grave. Tomato's used both Dispel, so he's got no Blade Fury or Omnislice. They kind of baited him in. They need to deal with this healing ward. They can't get to it, though, so Tomato going to heal himself back up, and Saberlight with a nice raw rotation from the side. Finds Gunnar, and he's low on mana here. He's going to have to find a way to maybe wand into waveform out of here, but I don't think he's going to do it. Gunnar just dead as well. Great play from Undying.
Man, that's 25 seconds till his ulti's back up here too. So Brow can go hunting again very soon. Might even get a rune with it here at 14 because they're not going to be there to contest them.
Yeah, it feels weird though, right? Because for Zoomers, they last picked this Dazzle. Like the 2 lanes they picked early are the lanes that I thought went above expectations, and then they just last picked this hero. And honestly, he's been sort of a burden on the map. Like, I don't think this hero's contributed much, and he doesn't have a play in Grave yet, so they couldn't even turn around that fight.
Middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, like, you can see Undying's lineup, like, they're starting to come together. Like, they coordinated it well to deal with, like, what I thought was their lanes going a bit worse than they should have. Like, Saberlight's pretty much caught up now, to be honest. Or good enough.
I mean, it shows why he's such a good hero too, right? Like, the aura is just so valuable, and even if your game's going poorly, you're going to be getting all this vision from your summons, and then he's always going to build into the Necro 3 too. And I mean, obviously that's the one thing Brax does, but
you just have the point and click stuff too, which is like a very useful skill, you know?
Yeah. Oh, he stopped off from the PKB. Went for the blink first.
Yeah, I honestly sort of like that. Like, Brow's looking to swag pretty hard this game. He has like over 10 CS a minute. At this point, he's really farmed. But when you get this blink, like, he's looking to get 1 kill with it. Like, and then, you know, you go for the next item. Maybe you get a pick off if it's free, but as long as he keeps getting those picks, I think this blink will go really well.
He's committing to the hero pick here, keeping with the swag.
He can kill Gunnar really easily. I think Gunnar's dead here, actually.
He's going to show himself, and I think we're going to see that blink yields. Oop, gets in. He's morphing strength. That's going to make him a whole lot tankier, and Cryo doesn't go for the Requiem.
Probably just because he saw the morphing.
I think he like second-guessed himself there. Like, I think he tried to click him while he's in use, but honestly, like, I think he should have just Requiemed him. Like, I'm not high skill enough to do that, so I just use and Requiem at them and hope for the best. But honestly, with Beastmaster Rubik there, I think they could have killed the Morphling.
Well, and we'll live to survive and hit another creep for now, and Roshan is the play. I think Undying recognize how strong they are. They've got all this map control, the Hawks, the Summons, the Necrobooks, and the Jug in the pit. Very safe Roche with the healing ward, so nothing Vorzimus can do about this except farm the other side of the map.
It is a really smart Roshan. Like, it's what you said, basically, right? They're running PA Morph Dazzle cores. Like, we're sort of talking about the start of the game, but like, unless this Morphling wins his lane really hard and makes the moves, like, I don't see who's making moves. You can see, like, in the last however minutes they've really gotten punished for that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Brow just shows up. He's not looking to overcommit. Even with the Aegis, he doesn't want to go for any kind of a Requiem play. Wants to hold on to it and just take these tier 2 towers. Because towers are dropping fast on the Vorzimus side, and that's when I feel like this game can get out of hand, because there is not enough farm to go around for a PA and a Morphling.
Brax, bottom.
Yeah, Brax. Oh, Coddle dies in the mid lane. Sammy Boy gets a kill there, and they have caught up to the Dazzle. Bryle gonna throw out some raises, and Brax is gonna turn and fight. How's gonna TP? Yeah, okay. Brave TP. No, nothing to cancel.
Ocean 2, oh my god. Did you just see that? Oh. Ocean was mid fighting the Beastmaster with the Rubik. He starts TPing out in front of their face. Narrowly gets out with a Centaur stomping directly after. Almost got killed by it. Big saves.
It feels like in some ways Vorzimus is just going to be like all in to try and buy time for this Morphling Ags to come online and then just start doing, you know, Ags Morphling plus PABKB things.
There it is. The Imp Claw. Doesn't that come back with the axes there? That's the Morph Shaker item.
I will say though, like, the Morph Shaker nerf is pretty big. Like, the thing about Morph Shaker before was the cast range on the jump was so stupid. But now they nerfed that by 300, the Morphling eggs, so that's really big for him.
How do you fix it? There's a way to fix it, right?
Fix what?
I'm trying to think, because they buffed, didn't they change something else with his talent or something? Oh, that was the duration stuff, never mind. Yeah. You have to take the duration talent at 15,
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly just, it's a very anti-fun combo, so I don't really know. Like, when you play against that stuff, you just feel like there's nothing you can do, it's just perma-block. Sammy Boy bot?
Yep. Heals, Requiem, couple of raises with a spin. Nothing you can do about that. Just farming a bit too aggressive.
That was like surprisingly close though. He almost got the blink off on CM. I was talking to a skidder and he told me like the post 10-minute range off on carry is actually really good. I wonder if he would live with that.
I believe it. Range drops there are crazy actually. They're so annoying still to play against.
Did they not have Yos or anything for that Morphling? That looked pretty weird. Saber like definitely had Roar, but maybe he thought Brawl had Yos, but he just used it to kill bottom, so he didn't have it yet.
Yeah, and I just like looked over and he was gone, so yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, a little bit of miscomms there, I think. They're recalling Brawl to bottom.
Yep.
He's going in.
They've got a deep board here. They see everything. Yeah. Brax is TPing the hell out of there, and they're just going to give up this tower, it looks like. And we're approaching that 20-minute mark, so we could see Undying attempt to go for the double outpost if they can take one of these tier 2 towers. But
do you think Brax wanted Necro 3 first this game, or do you think he wanted, like, because this was the strat before when Necro was last when Dazzle was less popular, it was the Necro 1 into the Greaves because of the reduced cooldown with bad Juju.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure because I haven't seen Dazzle at all, but I feel like if you can get a Necro 3 this patch, it's really good. I mean, the item didn't get changed, right?
Yeah.
It's just a hero patch, so the vision the item gives you is really nice. The thing is, like, you have this Morphling PA, and like they're supposed to farm relatively fast and both get really fat. But when you have two heroes like that, there's no one to like make space for that farm. So you end up just farming slower. Like you see like the Radiant lineup, because of this Beastmaster Hawks, the lane push on supports, like maybe these heroes take quote-unquote take farm from their cores, but what actually ends up happening is there are more creeps on the map for you to farm. And as a result, like the 1 and 2 are really pulling ahead on Undying.
Four Zoomers are smoked up, but Undying's gonna run right at them. Moon gets a lift on the Ocean. Ocean getting blasted back. They may just have to cut some losses here. Ocean, yeah. Steals it, immediately gets a 2-hour fissure with a nice high ground ward here. Husky just going for the TP out. He's gonna make it somehow.
Bottom lane.
Bryo finds Sammy. Sammy's got a TP though, yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
Can Sammy just go for a TP play? You betcha. Yeah. That's the anti-swag play.
Yeah, getting tipped as Shadow Fiend doesn't feel good. That you're not swagging when people are tipping you. At least not you and your opponents are.
Yeah,
all right, Gunnar. It's almost there.
Honestly, pretty uncharacteristic of Brawl. I think that's 2 ultimates I would count as like all perfect, and Brawl is typically very good at those types of spellcasting.
One of the problems for Four Zoomers is this Shaker is going to need a couple more. Okay, he just got at level 11 with the experience totem, so he got the 3rd point in totem now. Just a couple minutes ago, he only had 1 point in the totem.
That's a good point, yeah. He needs to, he's so close to Blink too. Like when they get this eggs and the Blink on Shaker, like that's their go time. Right now, like I think Radiant should be running at them. Like they have this Fissure on Rubik, they're really strong right now. Some Aether Lens Fissure.
Plus it's a PA BKB coming. They're going to have 3 major item upgrades.
Timing.
At least Bryle's BKB is done.
I mean,
so
Radiant
be the
want
big
to
defense.
wait for this BKB, and it might be correct, but it's go time very soon. And
Correct.
Dazzle.
Yep.
Touch.
Not TPing away from that. So, you know, kind of fulfilling that pseudo space creator role. I'd say Sammy's rotated up here as if they want to fight on the Four Zoomer side. They know there's no Aegis, so
he just wants to blow up Dubu.
He has eggs on Morphling.
Okay, they're ready to fight. The Morphling gets the Shaker form. They've already taken out Dubu, but Dubu, Sammy in trouble now. The PA pays the price for the kill without the X, but he just couldn't make that move. Gunnar now with the Axe, Morphling turning into a Shaker, just wreaking havoc. Gets a couple of kills as Moon steals the freezing fill. Has to find a way maybe to get it off because this Shaker Morphling is going to cause him a lot of problems if he's not careful, but Juggernaut's got an Omni Slash, so Morphling's going to get the hell out of there.
They traded PA for a Call to Beastmaster there. I'd say that's not bad for Four Zoomers. I'd say that's about even. They forced the BKB out of Brawl, but that was the ultimate I expect to see from Brawl. Like he solo killed PA there. And now Samuel was like, I can't play Dodo Hill BKB, guys. So we're gonna see, even though Four Zoomers, they sort of hit their timing, it got out of sync because PA was the one who died. So now he feels like he needs to farm, and Morphling and Shaker are like, oh, I really want to go. And with that,
I think they'll bring her anyway.
Fighting.
Like, yeah, I think she's gonna like backline this next fight though. Like with the blink, it's so tempting to come in for that pick off to like get you to the BKB gold, you know?
Yeah, I can see it actually. If she just like lures and daggers and fights, it's probably the right play. Because I mean, it's just this Shadow Fiend's hard to deal with right now. Honestly, they have nothing through BKB.
Tower is under attack.
He one-shots Morphling or PA if he catches them, I believe.
That's always my favorite consideration for SF lineups. It's like, what do they have versus BKB? I view it like basically the same as Enigma because it just gives you so much power in the mid game in this exact point.
For sure. I mean, if you just take mid-game fights with -1 hero, and like, SF, he's just such a weird hero. I don't know, are they going to morph?
Yeah, he's morphing back.
He's good at the shift though.
Ocean's nearby, but he's already used the blink, so yeah, he waits for the high ground. He's
That's
fine.
so impressive. I don't think he can do it if he shifts, right?
Yeah, I mean, SF didn't have ulti there. I thought he was just gonna die to like triple rate stuff. Instead, they find a free Dubus.
Okay, they just got blown up by a Morphling long-range fissure and some, I think it's dagger from Sammy, so...
Now, the next smoke will be the one hunting for the Roche and with the BKB on Sammy.
Sabron's being chased. He gets the Morph strength up again. SF goes for the Requiem. Nice, keeps the PA alive. Sammy has the blur too. Flicks the high ground. Yep, they used everything. Gunnar just needs to find a way in. He's got waveform, so big ultimate's being committed. They're going to turn and fight. Absolute disaster. Blink Echo from Ocean catches Moon on the backlines here. Did not get Saberlight here. The Requiem coming into play is this Death Requiem not going to do a whole lot as Moon dies. Husky gets a double kill on a CM.
Well, it took 24 minutes, but the Dazzle pick paid
Last pick
off.
Dazzle is coming through. To be honest, there's something interesting about that team fight. So when you play Dota a lot, you're sort of forced by, I don't know, how do you say it? Like, you make enough mistakes that you learn something. Like, when you go on someone, you don't use them, you don't like only Astro them because it gives the enemy team time to react, right? That makes sense. But there, the correct play was actually for Brau to use the Morphling, so that when he ultis him, Dazzle can't grave him. So if you like think about that fight, if Brau had used some sorry, was he going PA? Sorry,
Oh, the PA, yeah.
And then he outs him from the right side. He's gonna clip the Dazzle before Dazzle can grave, because grave is a really long animation. PA's dead, and that fight's completely different. However, it's not like it's really hard to get out of that habit, because usually like you played like these games where you're OD and you Astro someone at their tier 2, and your team's just like, why the fuck did you Astro him? We're all dead because our team gets 4 seconds to react. It's the same thing with heals. It's just like something they might need to think. Like, Brau is a really smart player actually. Like, people don't talk to him that much, so they don't realize, but that guy will learn really fast. So like, I think the next fight you'll see something like that, just to counter this Dazzle.
Yeah, and as you're saying though, it's completely counterintuitive because the guy's just sitting there stunned. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Just,
like, you're using your Beastmaster roar. Like, why would you ever do that? And it's like this one niche scenario that like you won't really think about it until you've experienced it.
Hold that thought. Both teams, playing around this bit. Like, he gets lifted, raw, but BKB comes out, and I think Undying have to disengage. Yeah. Fissure on Fissure. Sammy Boy does...
Sammy Boy used a BKB.
Yeah. Not sure if he had to there. With the Fissures backing him up, I believe he was going to be okay.
I mean, I think that's not bad by Sammy Boy, because he's sort of expecting...
They're coming back.
Oh, he's not...
Sammy Boy, he's got to blink out. Okay. Oh, Fissure. Now they've caught Tomato. The second Fissure, the waveform in. They want to bring down the Jug, but he's got the healing ward to play with.
Sammy Boy's crazy.
Yep, Brau, BKB Requiem. This time he gets the perfect timing. No chance for a grave. You mentioned it. Brau learned this lesson from the last fight. He goes for the Yule's Requiem, so no chance for a grave save.
And now
Wait,
they
Zoomers?
smoke
They're
at
smoking?
Well, they're worried about the Roche.
Oh, they've got Blink Echo. Is this going to catch Undying by surprise? They send out the Necrobox to do some scouting here. Undying need to pop this smoke. They seem to know something's coming their way. Gunnar, okay, he loses his smoke. They're going to scout out the Shaker. That's the important hero to see. He goes jumping forward. Sorry, it's the Morphling. He's in Shaker form. Morphling blows up one. That takes out the Connell. Blink Echo going to come out to Tomato, but he gets lifted immediately. No chance to chainstun the Juggernaut. Who does get a Blade Fury off. Gunnar going to go on the back lines. Look to bring down the SF. SF in a lot of trouble. The defensive Yules is only going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. As more Zumbas trying to disengage. Going to get a roar out on the Dazzle's TP, so he's going to die as well. Brax, unfortunately, can't stop this Roche from happening, it looks like.
I don't know. Do they just come back from Sammy Boy? They'll have BKB.
They got the new morph. Yeah.
Oh, on Ruben? Oh,
yeah,
man.
as in Morphling just morphed back. He just got the cooldown back on the morph into Shaker, so he's ready to go.
Is this still perma at level 18? I actually don't know because it keeps changing this.
I didn't do the math, but I assume by the numbers.
Alright, I can't do math, so you guys will have to tell me after. That fight, those two fights were just really weird, right? Like, Samboy, I think that original BKB by him was not bad in theory. Like, you get lifted and you're going to Beastmaster and you have a chance to get BKB off. Like, you probably just BKB that and try to get your team to initiate on that while they're going on you, right? But then, like, after he has no BKB, he's playing like he still has BKB, and he literally dies in 0.5 seconds doing 0 damage. And then, 4 Zoomers are like, okay, we have 4 people, we're stronger than them. And they just go destroy them. Like, they get the best pick. It was a really good smoke path. they get behind, they get the caudal. It's really good play by them. It's just
Dire
man.
are
I don't know.
Gunnar.
It's a weird sequence of events.
Yeah,
Very-
the fights are getting chaotic. You know, it's nearing the end of the league. Every game, ridiculously important. And now we have
actually,
a
the
Lincoln
stress
stuff.
contributes that to a lot.
I think that explains a lot of Bryle's stuff too, right? As you're
I mean,
saying.
especially for Undying, because
especially,
they've got a real shot, you know, to make it to the major if they can win
It's
their
like
last
the
two
first
games.
game you play, right? It's hopefully not first game of the day, but like it's different.
Radiant
It just
are
feels different when you're playing these games.
Scan connects. Got a good idea.
Titus there, but that's a nice item. The Juggernaut already has the S and Y. You saw like Gunnar tried to chain stun with Fissure after the Echo in the Roshan fight, but S and Y actually gives a lot of stats to this now. With the Titus lever, it's gonna throw off your timings even more. And like Gunnar is like a Morphling spammer. He plays with Shaker a lot, but he's not a Shaker player. And timing those spells, like it might feel a bit off at least the first time you do it.
I'm sure that PA would also love something like a Titan Sliver, although it has the Orb of Destruction, which is pretty damn good as well.
That is a very nice item.
The robe, though. Pass that to somebody.
Surprised Morphling's he's going for S and Y after Lincoln's. Like he's not going for BKB at all. I think usually like when you're one position or two position, they build BKB. Like generally you want a BKB on your hero. So like you just press BKB together. You take the fight.
It almost feels like he's trying to tell the other team, like, you guys can stun me and my PA is going to clean you up. It's like he's almost wanting to soak up some spells.
Yeah, I can see that. Also, I guess the only initiation for him is single target stuff, like Yule's left and Beastmaster Roar.
Roche
So
being
I can
snuck
see his
here.
logic there. They're just hitting Roshan.
I don't think Forzoomer's just realized, because they've been contesting Roche for the longest time, and
Yeah, I think they think they're in the triangle.
yeah, Tomato's about to get this one. Gunner's nearby, but he's going to be too far away.
That's a huge Roshan kill. Because honestly, I think for Zoomers, they had a good time in there. Like they have all the items they need to fight right now. But
That's
they,
it's a Beastmaster win right there. That's just Hawks and Boars and units just telling them everything, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, they lost their positioning on the high ground, like the top shrine. Like typically, I think Dire has a slight Roshan advantage just because their shrine is closer, and typically like the tier 2s will fall. Like they thought they wouldn't do it before taking the shrine because Radiant does have a tier 2 down, a Dire tier 2 down, so they could have taken a shrine, but instead they just go into the Roshan casually.
Visibility.
Walking, taking Roche, and that's Aegis and Cheese for Roche number 2. So we'll see if Undying are able to force any fights on it. It feels really hard for them to at least do any kind of a high ground push. It feels much more likely that they're going to look to take a fight and get map control based on the lineup they're playing into.
Yeah, I think forcing fights in the open is good for them, just because you'll have a vision advantage with Beastmaster. If you go high ground, you sort of lose that type of vision advantage. And you also have like, I would say they have superior pick off because of Call to Recall and Beastmaster as well.
Yeah. Your global map presence should be on top. And then again, you also see how fast Gunnar can move across the map. And
You're right, I was just thinking that. Like I saw him jump, still 1,000 range after a nerf or something. Just zooming around. Yeah.
We've entered the vertical split. Radiant top, Dire bottom. But this is just their first tier 2. Meanwhile, they're banging on the tier 3s up top.
Yeah, I feel like it's harder for Zoomers to deal with the map pressure, just because again, with this Call to Recall and Beastmaster vision. So usually what that means is like, even if nothing happens, Undying should slightly out-farm their opponent. Just because like, if you're less scared to push lanes or like farm aggressive camps, then you're gonna get more than that from your opponent.
The interesting thing about this game is the XP split. It's like the 3, 4, 5 are all really low in comparison to the 1s and 2s. They're like pulling away pretty hard, you know? This is like 15, Ocean's 15.
It's been a rough game for some of these off lanes at times, it feels like.
And Saberlight just can't like play the side without other allies being there anyway, so.
How trying to go on Tomato here? They can catch him alone, and Tomato's just going to lose his Aegis for nothing.
I mean, they're getting Brax, but this is not worth, obviously. Unless they don't convert this kill, perhaps.
Are they going to be able to kill Tomato a second time? Sammy Boy gets Omnislap, but he disjoints it, and now Tomato could be in a bit of trouble here, but Sammy unable to get his BKB off after the roar. He BKBs now, but he's already too low to fight. Not sure he can re-engage on this one. Blink, Echo, Ocean, gets Briar low, but doesn't kill him off. Tomato, meanwhile, on the Morphling, he forces the cheese from Tomato. That's going to keep him alive. Saberlight, he's just stuck on this clip. He's going to TP out. Nothing to cancel as Ocean doesn't go for any kind of a stop here. Tomato, though, in trouble, surrounded, brought down. Sammy gets the kill, but it's Gunnar who is just unstoppable in these team fights. His Morphling is just obliterating everybody.
Honestly, amazing target priority by Gunnar. Like, there's an Aegis Juggernaut respawning. A lot of people have tried to like, oh, I'm gonna outplay the spin of Aegis.
Oh, scary stuff.
He's going for Eos. Nice with the Hex.
This time he got him before the Morph Sweep. He blows him up.
That was sick. That was sick. That must have been shift queued, right?
I doubt it, to be honest. It's
Right.
Even with the reactions Gunnar's had this game though.
And now they baited in more. The supports went in looking for Brile, but they have numbers. They're gonna. It looks like okay. They're not gonna get Husky right away, but I think they still just have him.
Super game winning.
The Hex.
Oh man, that was so boss, dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
If
tip
we
it
could
up.
tip players, I would tip Brile right now. Like,
New patch,
this,
like Caster's
sorry,
tip.
go ahead.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
I'm
that
pretty
was
sure
nasty.
this game was like 90-10 before those plays from Brile. He just carried the game right there. He used his presence of mind was really good there, right? Like he used his Hex to break the Lincoln so that he could use him.
Presence of mind and the itemization, just like that.
Yeah,
that's
for
definitely
sure.
why he went
Really
for it
good.
too. Look at this dropping
Look
the
at
bottle
this.
by
He
the
doesn't
DD.
he doesn't have like bots, use blink, no BKB, useless SF in my pub. There's like real items to keep killing the cores on for Zoomers, and I mean I wouldn't say like Undying's necessarily that far ahead at this point. Like it's both, it's I say they're favored, but it's winnable for
Look at the conversion though. He dropped the bottle by the DD so they could recall in Tomato, give him the DD rune, and now they're pushing structures.
Yep, PA with that buyback, and this is problematic. SF with this level 25 Hex, the cooldown reduction plus a quickening charm. Anybody who comes near could just get blown up.
got Fissure again too.
Dire's middle barracks
Right.
are under attack.
I can't believe this all turned off that Scythe pop play. That is...
Has fallen.
And those are the plays that win you tournaments, honestly. Like,
Oh, it's
the
crazy
game
'cause,
is,
like-
slightly even and you just pop off.
It's so hard to make those kind of plays in Dota. This isn't like CSGO where you like pop off an ace and everyone's like, oh, he did it again.
Dire's
It's like, that kind of shit doesn't really happen in Dota that often, you know? Not to that degree.
Yeah, I mean, I play some CSGO. It's pretty hard too. Not to
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
He's just trapped, yeah, inside that double Fissure. Tomato gets bashed up and Sammy Boy deletes him. Nice kill, and you get a bash on Saberlight. He needs a bash or a crit, he gets the bash, okay. One or the other.
That was...
Is at an
Man, Four Zoomers are such a cool team because they make these like incredibly high skill plays. Like how they killed them was they knew they're gonna give it the rack, so they trapped them in between their two fissures in a triangle.
Yeah.
And then
do you think that was
Gunnar,
entirely intentional?
like
doing that
yeah,
fissures?
no, it was for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they comms it, but like these players have played with each other enough, like they know what each other's doing. And then like the leap in from Gunnar was like really well timed. Juggernaut could not react to it. I don't know if he had spider legs there and he forgot, or he just got it after being double fissure blocked and he's
Radiant's
pissed off.
middle tower
But
I think he just got it. He had the Titan Sliver before.
oh yeah,
so-
you're right. No, because
Yeah.
Titan Sliver seems like the better item, and they do a play like that, and you're like, oh, what the hell, they can do that. Because honestly, that's not something that happens in pubs. It's a very,
Yeah, no one's doing that to you.
very sick play.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And Shaker almost has his level 20 talent too. Someone told me that when you take the Shaker talent, Morphling gets the range on his fissure as well.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's true. It was told to me very angrily because I was Shaker and I did not take the talent.
Yeah, talents are weird. It's like 95% of them don't work in that fashion, but then there are a couple that are exceptions.
Dota's not a real game. Like, stuff
true.
doesn't actually make sense. And if the
I mean-
tooltip says it, there's only like a 60% chance it's right.
That's true. Tooltips and wikis cannot actually be trusted. The only thing you can trust is just making a lobby.
Yeah,
Radiant's
you know, I was
bottom
watching like an
tower is
EU
under
game,
attack.
and there's a Lycan. He got Illusionist
Dire's
Cape with
top
the eggs,
barracks
and
are
he's
under I've
fighting
seen
his
that.
illusion.
Yeah, it's
He
nuts,
just has
eh?
like a perma ulti.
Brile top, he's setting up. Brax's TP, the Lotus or the Echo Shell preemptively. He was ready for that SF to make a move. Brile's just looking to swag on people. He's looking for that solo kill BKB TP out.
I mean, this Lotus Orb, it doesn't prevent Brile from killing him, but what it does do is it makes Brile commit to BKB when he's solo, so maybe they'll get the return kill. Because he can just BKB hex him into you.
That's what he's got to do.
Alright, they still have this fissure. This allows them to initiate from really far away on Rubik.
Sammy Boy, he's still in the blur. They know roughly where he is. They're going to run in. They get the Solar Vision from Moon. Yep, perfect initiation on the Shaker. He does get the defensive fuels up. Can he blink out Ocean? He gets raped. He's still alive for now. He gets forced back onto his side of the fissure. And with Sammy going with the BKB, this could be bad for Undying. They've lost SF. They're going to lose Saberlight as well. Only Brack's being killed in return, and Husky's freezing field. Not going to do a lot against the Omni side. He just needs to survive through it. Has a... Oh, no frostbite for you. He's got a blade through. Tomato spider legs to the high ground. Nice escape from him. Is there a stun? Yes, there is. Shaker at the last millisecond stops his TP.
Man, I thought that was a really good initiation for Undying, but that was really
Sammy
good execution from Four Zoomers.
Yeah, Sammy Boy came right up from behind, and he jumped from the high ground right to the low ground and just helped blow up that SF. And then he immediately abyssaled, I think, onto the Beast after. And then how about the Omni Slash going onto the CM? You know, there's some value still, right? And that big armor. Tanked up quite a few shots of that. Took it off of Sammy. It's the only reason he lived.
So is this the timer? Is this Roshan respawns in 1 second here? Or is it can start?
Yes. Yeah, no, this is instant.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. And both couriers are just hanging out there.
Just chilling, huh? But does Braxis not see Roshan? I think it's too far away, because they would do Roshan if it saw it.
Oh yeah, it's out of range. If you go to dire vision, he doesn't see it.
There's no way they wouldn't just pop this Roshan.
Yeah.
Orb of Destruction, Desolator, and Orb of Corrosion.
Yeah,
that's
really
big. Because PA, yeah, like exactly. PA Morphling, they shred.
Because honestly, like, if you think it's not up, you just play differently, right? Oh, here we go. They see it.
Okay.
They gotta just spawn, guys.
They're still going for the Rex. Let's say I don't even know if it's worth being this Rex. Yeah. Do they have time to still get this Roche though?
They have Fisher
back alive.
As well.
It dies really fast. I think
he's
they should go for the kills. Like, if they got a ward into Raiden, like, Raiden have to smoke and run there right away, right?
Yep. They're keeping. They have a tier 1 tower.
They're just going for it, though.
Yeah. They're keeping the tier 1 tower. They're going to summon some Hawks, send out some couriers, do whatever they can to get vision, but this Roche is dying way too damn fast. It's Roche Race and it's a refresher. Okay, blink in from Saberlight. Does he steal anything? He gets the refresher. He uses it. He's got another roar. Not sure about this one. He may just go down before he can use anything. He gets the roar on the great Sammy Boy PA. Charging into the Morphling. Stolen. Oh, sorry. Echo Slam comes out from Ocean. Does a lot of damage as Husky. With the blink freezing field is going to force him back, and Gunner's just waving it out to Bryle. Defensive Yules. Can he blink away from this one? No, he gets insta-stunned. SF goes down without buyback. Great play from Four Zoomers.
That worked out really well for them. Honestly, that was better than if they spawned the Roshan right away, right? Because Undying thought they could fight him, and they just got lured into this super bad fight. Like, Saberlight tried to go for the big plays, but the timing just worked out. Like, if he was there 1 second earlier and not on EU ping, he probably could have stolen more than just a refresher.
Yeah, true. Oh, this puts you in a bad spot now, though.
Ooh, Spell Prism found, though, for Radiant. That could be pretty happy SF.
Spell Prisms now. Pretty good items for both teams.
Gunner's already got that nasty item.
Yeah. Oof. The item, it does feel a bit stronger than the other tier 4s, to be honest.
Yeah. And that one gets fought over in my games.
Yes.
That's, you know, it's whoever grabs that thing.
Like, if that item gave no stats, it would still be pretty good. But the stats it gives are actually really good.
Yeah, they're
like,
insane.
Even carries want that. Just even if they only have a BKB, like, you want that on those carries just for, like, your BKB cooldown.
Yeah, it'd be like if Timeless Relic just gave stats too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, why?
Radiant's top tower is falling.
There's never a situation where it's bad. Whereas I feel like a lot of the other tier 4 items is more situational. Like Illusionist Cape, you just might not have a hero that uses it.
Dire structures are fortified.
Well, to the high ground we go. For Zoomers, they may have lost both top and mid lanes, but they are now the ones pushing back, forcing high ground. Beastmaster split pushing bottom, but I just don't think it's even possible really to fight into this Aegis more.
Top barracks are under attack.
He might be able to force it back just because this is essentially Megas. The top racks is 25 HP, so it's like, oh no, he's coming back. He doesn't believe he can beat with the speed.
Yeah, and For Zoomers themselves are going to be the ones to get Megas first, it looks like.
Surprising, they have recall too, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard decision to make, just because it's so easy for you to die now.
Yeah.
Like, when
Undying,
he gets a slate.
They're going in the backlines here, or at least it looks like they're smoking around the side, but Four Zoomers not going to stick around.
I really like this from Four Zoomers. Like, did they see the Beastmaster and base there? I'm not too sure what they saw, but if you don't see a Beastmaster hitting bottom, like, you don't really have a purpose in pushing the spot right now, right at this moment, you know? Like, you can delay it by 30 seconds, get all the other lanes in, look for a good smoke opportunity like they're doing now. Oh, Essa, Fisher. Good reflexes by Bryle.
Ryle.
Overcommit.
Yep, jumps into a Hex here. There's a refresh, but I don't think they want to overcommit onto Gunnar because he has got the Aegis, so Hex will come back up very soon. Nothing like a 12-second cooldown Hex. He does? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was new to me. Don't worry, Howie.
What happened to the triple adaptive strike?
Gunnar gonna be forced away from out there. Just slow roll and slow siege in this one. They get the tower, they back off, and they've still got a good minute and a half left on this Aegis.
I can't get over how tanky isn't that Shaker form. I mean, there's that value in the SNY you're talking about. I mean, that's just insane.
Did you see it? When he uses his second spell as Shaker, he does like 1,500 damage.
Yeah.
It's 1,800 damage.
Okay, Cryo goes in, looking for a BKB record, will force the BKB, so he doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and PA's just going to turn and look to bring him down. PA, though, doesn't have a blur, he's getting Omni Slash, gets away from it, and get disjoints on a Gunnar instead, and they've killed off the backline for PA instead. Husky, with the help of Ocean, is looking to bring down this Jug, but the status resist, allowing him to stay alive. The healing ward is on the high ground, it's healing up Tomato, he's turning this one, and he's going to spin him down. Ocean is the last who's going to fall. The Morphling is outie.
Moon?
Oh, just gets out in time. Wow, that Jug lived through it all. The healing ward on the high ground, healing him while the CM tried to freezing field him down. And they hold their high ground.
So in that fight, SF, BKB, Hex used the PA, ulted him, and PA just pressed BKB and took 0 damage, and then they crushed the fight.
So yeah.
Dota's a weird game sometimes.
I mean, there was 8,400 damage done by the Jug and only like 1,800 done by SF.
8,400.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
It was actually only 40 less than the Zoomers did.
Alright.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
Now, Omni Slash with these Beastmaster auras and everything is spell, I gotta say.
Let's get the leveler too.
And this game is swinging super
Dyer's
hard.
bottom tower
Yeah, we're back and
like,
forth.
they're completely execution based, it looks like. I do feel like it's like sort of lazy from 4 Zoomers, you know? Like if the enemy has 5 enemy heroes sitting at their tier 3, like it's hard to break. Like it's like, I don't want to call it lazy because that just sounds like really negative. It's like, it's an easy mistake to make, you know? Like it depends how long it's on your Aegis, but they still had a little bit. Like unless they thought they had to force it right then and there, like when you're ahead, you should take the best fight opportunity that you think you will get. And it's very rare that the best fight opportunity for you is running up to the high ground versus buybacks and high ground advantage.
Well, especially when they just showed it by leaving the last time the Beastmaster came
Exactly,
back.
right?
You know,
like,
they
they're
know.
all in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think their Aegis was running out, so I can see their like, line of thought.
Oh, he's under a
They
ward.
have a ward on him.
By himself.
From out.
God.
They can fissure.
Chain it?
Oh, no. Ryle couldn't quite chain it. Gets away.
They needed the second Fisher in between, but I guess Ocean couldn't reach.
Yeah.
This Morphling's just too fast for him, I think.
Oh, Sammy boy, thoughts? Thoughts?
I like
Is
it.
this the item?
Yeah, I think it's good.
It's time.
Especially if you
risky
can have the
business.
buyback to go with it. Like, sure, you're going to buy back and likely not have the rapier, but he's still a... I mean, it seems like he's just saving to buy the rapier and have buyback right now. He's close to having the gold for both.
Oh, Arcane Blink SF. I guess it's not a huge deal at this point when considering the BKBs you're dealing with, but still a crazy good item on this hero.
I think it's really good, actually, because it's really hard for him to use BKB ulti summon right now. Right? Because they have BKB on PA and like you don't really want to do a Morphling. So if you can just go in off a lift or something, like that comes out in 0.7 seconds, like 0.8 seconds or something.
Oh yeah, that's
like really hard to
point.
react to.
Yeah, so like now you don't have to worry about timing at all. You're just letting it
pretty
rip.
much. I mean, he has refresher
Good
too,
stun.
right? So like,
Yeah.
although I will say like the first time I bought this item, I missed my use combo.
Oh, that makes
Definitely
sense.
not the
yeah.
same for Brile, but like it's actually surprisingly hard.
Oh, it's like totally different timing. I would not even try the Yules. I'd just be looking for roars and telekinesis, as you said. All right, 30 seconds so we find out the timing on Roche. That's going to be so clutch for this game. Like whoever figures that one out. And that's going to be one of everything, too.
Sammy Boy just bought an Axe Scepter,
Oh,
which could be kind of cool. The low cooldown against the Jug Omni Slash.
Yes, that's huge.
it's really good this game. It's also like when you play against these squishy supports, the eggs is just even better, right?
Yeah, the refresh.
Yeah, I mean that and like you're always blurred, so like a lot of the times on Rubik, what you're doing is you're waiting for the enemy hero who's supposed to kill you to show before you do anything. Because if it goes the other way, they're just going to BKB and kill you, right? Like, you're a high priority target. Now, PA will never show unless he's like killing a core, which is equally bad to Rubik just dying.
Man, poor Shaker playing with an illusionist cape. Like, not the worst sign because it does give you some scouting and vision, but
actually, he can send it to Morphling anywhere to morph to it too, which is sort of nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down there. Yeah, he's looking to come in and poke at the racks. Doesn't quite get the range racks.
You know, during a siege too, you can hide it behind. So like, if you die, that's actually...
exactly. No, part of the counter to Shaker Morphling is you wait till the morph gets slow and you all in the Shaker, and you Eternal Envy scream into your mic, Shaker's dead, go fight. And your teammate goes in and dies before 10 seconds are up, and you're like, okay, I guess we lost. But it's actually a really good counter, and the Illusionist Cape definitely can help with that.
Just more mobility, okay. Tomato gonna have the Abyssal Blade now.
Just a touch.
So we have the eggs off for Caldo. That's, I don't know if it's fight changing, but every time I see the spell, it destroys, so it can't be that bad. Ooh, they're baiting mid.
Yep. Shaker illusion. At this point, they know these are Shaker illusions. Yeah.
The game's just gonna come down to this next Roshan, most likely. Doesn't guarantee a win, but I think it's 4th Roshan, right?
Yeah, it is. It's both.
Yeah, Beast, you're right. Beastmaster got the refresh.
Lift on PA. Sammy Boy gets Abyssal. Get a grade from far away, but the roar is there. He needs to get off this cheese. It's going to be close when the grade wears off. He gets the cheese off. Still has the BKB, but he didn't pop his BKB. Blink away. He jumps in, digs, and picks out the call. Sammy gets graved again. Sammy's just still alive. Brat's just keeping him alive. A 3rd grave. Sammy just can't be brought down. How is this balance, you might be hearing from far away as they go charging in. Sammy's getting low again from the spin. The E-Blade, the grave, a 4th grave. He is just immortal. As Tomato now in trouble, Sammy goes blinking in, and Brax, the savior from afar, has kept him alive. They charge in on Moon. Another grave for good measure. Brax just showing off at this point. And 4 dead. They're going to force a Roche. They're drawing lines down mid. I think they know a lot of these heroes don't have buyback.
Saber has to go for the steal here. He has to steal all 4 items on the E pick.
Yeah.
They have pitchers to stop him as well. That was like, that impact in that fight from Brax was basically the equivalent of what we saw from Braille in the top lane. And if you're gonna last pick a hero, like, that's what you want to see, right?
Well, they know Beastmaster's nearby now. They saw him throw some axes, and he's actually just going to back off entirely. May get caught here. He's going to run into this blurred up PA in a second.
Oh, Courier's coming in to steal stuff?
He's just taking his buildings.
Saberlight, he's got no TP. It's coming out in the Courier. Sammy Boy might see him as... Jeez, that was so close.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Can we get the eggs?
Question?
Was it... Shakers doesn't have an egg? I'm not sure.
Was Morph holding eggs and he just ate it? Is that what just happened?
Maybe.
I think I must have.
You get the 4K gold back, right? When you do that?
Yeah.
I think you would have had more gold if you did that.
Oh wait, that's only with Alchemist, right?
Saberlight barely kept alive with the Ignis.
I'm like, pretty sure?
It's for this game now.
Yeah, I hear you.
At least you can sell your eggs. I mean, for Alchemist for sure, I'm not sure. Anyways, 5 seconds for the Juggernaut. They're gonna have to fight this. They're not almost for 20 though.
They've got 4 alive here. We'll see if it gets forced or not. Gunnar does have the Aegis in the front line, so he's just holding the push steady, constantly going in, using that totem to just chunk away at these tier 4 towers. Blade being used as Requiem is there. They're looking to go on the PA and they burst down Sammy Boy. He's got no buyback. What happened? Oh, he used in the last fight and now they're chasing. Have they turned this game? They visually disengage. Blade can't go. Oh, Ocean! He absolutely annihilates the SF, forces immediate buyback from the Beastmaster. What more can they get? They're getting pulled back in. Husky flickers away. Blinking from Moon. He blinks into a double fissure, and now Moon might just get blown up. He has the Ghost Step to keep him alive a little bit longer, but he is donezo as Gunnar bursts him down with an adaptive strike. A bit too aggressive from Moon, and the chase is on. Husky looking to set something up. Yeah, they need it. Can they find it? Roar on the backlines. They've called Brax. They know this Dazzle Grave is causing so many problems, so they bring down the save. Dazzle going to buy back immediately. They take out the Shaker as well. This is looking okay for Undying. They're holding for now. Gunnar on his own doesn't have much in the way of backup. Has to just jump the hell out of there. Oh, Gunnar. He's turning and fighting now. I think he knows that backup has arrived. Husky shows up. Tamida just going to spin TP, and they've lost the Coddle. They're going to lose Saberlight as well. Gunnar just playing with his food at this point, and it's all up to the Jug. He's got an Omni Slash, but I don't think there's a whole lot he can do. 1 versus 4. We're going to see what it is. They're going to focus the throne, and Undying are going to lose a very back and forth game 1.